Good morning, free enterprise fans, and welcome to this second matchup of this exciting doubleheader between Infinious and ZoeVermilion here. My name is Xenocat, and I'm joined here in the booth by Gambit. One sec. How are you doing this morning, Gambit?
I'm awake. Does that count?
Sure, that counts.
I know I'm
You're
liking I'm
here.
liking Zoe's naming the naming scheme here, except change it from race twice to commentate once, and I agree completely.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a challenging time zone for many members of the community, but it worked for these two, and so we're putting on the show because it's what worked best for them.
Yes, this is match number two for Zoe and Infinious. Those of you who have been around since match number one know that right now it is a 1-0 lead for Zoe Vermilion. Zoe looking to try to put Infinious away here. Infinious going to try to claw his way back into this matchup and force a game three at a later date because, oh my gosh, they don't want to play three in a row, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, doing three seeds in a row is definitely a challenge, even if you're not trying to race them. But yeah, neither of our runners is going to show us who our starting character is, but we do have the objectives already put in for you. We have our three standard objectives of foraging, completing Cave Magnus for that wonderful music, trading with Pinktail, and then we have our two other objectives of get Rydia and defeat Evil Wall.
And so if you're a runner, you're hoping that Evil Wall is somewhere early, such as Antlion, Hobbs, Fubul, Baron Inn. Preferably spot one Baron Inn, but somewhere where it's not got a lot of
Yeah,
hit points and does not have a lot of punch. That Rydia is actually pretty good to see because that means, hey, there's a Rydia in the seed. You've got an anchor for in game. When you're ready, you just need to go find her. And honestly, the later you find her, probably the better for that reason.
yeah. I mean, you don't want to find her too late. Like, it's best you find her before you say start diving the moon. But it doesn't matter too much if we find her super early, as long as we find her at some point reasonably early. But yeah, that evil wall will only get ruder as the seed goes on.
And now,
Because,
now kind of hoping for one the old evil wall at King Queen Evelyn with a very very rude hook root party.
yeah, the one thing to note about Evil Wall is at some places, some of the rudest places, Evil Wall can be cheesed by Edward, so that might be a reason to keep the Bard around just a little bit. But probably not.
And with the spoon flag off and the brackets flags, Edward's usefulness has really been cut down to hide strats for evil wall, hide strats for Dark Knight Cecil, and hide strats for Thunderstruck against Odin, and being an anchor. That's pretty much it. We all love Edward,
Yeah,
but he's not very useful in bracket flags, unfortunately.
he is not, unfortunately. Even Eddie strats are just too expensive for most of these bracket seeds. And in most cases, you're better off just buying a bunch of sirens and grinding up your party to Zeromus levels.
Yeah, and the reason it's more expensive, oh look, we have a telestart, that's nice, is in this flag set you have S sell 0, which means you don't get to sell anything for money. You get a starting stipend of cash, which we'll find out very shortly because it looks like we are underway, and then that's pretty much all the money you get except for from fights. That's a Sid. Is this even randomized? And 67,000 is not that bad.
Yeah, that is a good amount of money, and we got a Rune Axe to start with that Sid. Oh boy. This is going to be a power start.
And that rune axe is the best axe that Sid can equip. It's going to have the highest attack power. That Sid is going to be online pretty much immediately, and should be able to power through pretty much anything in the early game. The one thing I saw in that starter kit too that's a little underrated, but it's a great find. Is that Iron Ring?
Yeah, the Iron Ring is great for magnetizing a character going into Cave Magnus, which is uh, just lets you speed through that cutscene a little bit faster. Very nice little time save there. I did also see a dancing dagger in that starter kit, so if we do find that Rydia early, uh, she can be useful.
And the reason that, and as we said, the Iron Ring is going to help through that Cave Magnus fight. The reason we are so hype about it is because we have the Sea Yankee flag on, which means all our characters are going to start with one weapon, tiers 3 or lower, I believe, and that's it. They don't have any armor, any rings or hats or anything. So anyway, we have a Rosa at the package, and we have a stone twin burning down the village.
Yeah. Infinious looks like is going to be sitting through this package to get this Rosa on his team. Definitely don't fault this play. Rosa is a phenomenal white mage. And we like white mages on this flag set. But Zoe did show us that there is a Cecil in Baron Inn guarded by some Maga Sisters, which are a little bit rude. We probably won't take on that Baron Inn super early, but...
I don't know. Zoe might go back for it. Picked up a Gaia drum out of the one of the pots here in the Mist Village. So
yeah, that Gaia drum will take care of the Maga Sisters, but there's another boss behind them, and that boss could be rude as well. But it looks like Zoe is deciding that Rosa at the package is not worth it. Or, oh, it's just going back in to grab some loot.
yeah, I wanted that Gaia drum because, again, that's a very, very nice piece of equipment early game. But yeah, it says no to the Rosa right now. A little interesting, but I understand there's cases to be made that you don't necessarily need a white mage early game or at all in this flag set if you've got the right setup. Infinious saying, no, I want my white mage. I want her now. And it's going to show us who the Kaipa boss is. And if this is Evil Wall, this is just Galaxy Brain plays times 1,000.
Yep. I didn't quite catch who Zoe showed us in the bed. It looked like one of the heavy armor wearers.
I didn't see it either. So, chat, if someone saw it, please enlighten us.
It only barely flashed on the screen for a bit, but I think it was tentatively. I think that was Kane.
We'll have to see if Infinious goes over there after the CPU fight.
I think it was Kane or Cecil. I'm not entirely sure.
In the meantime, Zoe doing a pretty standard play here. Going to go loot Watery Pass. Can we interesting to see how far V goes down this path. With that Tella and access to the exit spell, do you go all the way? Do you loot the entire Watery Pass, or do you still only do the standard first spot?
I'm a big fan of front and back of Watery Pass. Leave those 3 chests in the middle kind of... They're not that great. It just takes too much time to walk through that screen, in my opinion. And yeah, Zoe is leaving the Watery Pass after just looting that first sort of chamber. Not going to dive into any more depth.
Chat saying it was definitely a Kane in the type of bed, but the big pickup there for Zoe was the self summon in one of those chests in the waterfall. And there's a second Gaia drum. Zoe is set for early game at the current moment, and if we find an early Rydia, we actually do want to get her some levels now because that Sylph can carry.
Yeah, Infinious checking the Kaipo shop and finding camp tents, which are really valuable. Oh, hey, a second self-summon.
Was it Sylph? Let me give you another.
Yeah, the second self-summon is not useful for any reason. It just takes up space in your inventory. But yeah, it looks like Zoe's gonna go check on Damsian now.
In the meantime, Infinious is going to give us our first check of Hobbs. So looking to go ahead and complete his party as quickly as possible. We will see who is up here.
Yeah, unfortunately, most of these chests in Damsian Basement are empty because so many of them roll tier 1. And tier 1 items in this flag set are replaced by their sell price, which is 0 in this flag set, so they're basically empty.
Zoe finding a third Gaia drum. Hey, look, there's everyone's favorite bard, and that's a vanilla mom bomb, and Infinious does not want any part of it.
Yeah, we can leave Edward behind for now. He doesn't need to join the party at this moment. Infinious is definitely going to be happy to have this Rosa, I think, going through the overworld, though, as opposed to Zoe, who will most likely either be taking that bard or going through a lot of the overworld with just Sid and Tella.
And YG Sky in chat pointing out, we do have a dancing dagger from that starter kit. Edward can use that and do some pretty decent damage early game. I wonder if that's going to be something Zoe takes into account when V goes up here and sees said bard.
Yeah, the main issue I have is we see even more vanilla. LSL, did you move the bosses at all this seed? Is that Mom Bomb is a slower fight than normal. So, going through, sitting Zoe noping out of that Mom Bomb because Mom Bomb is slow and splits the experience, and so that normally wonderful experience spot up on Mount Hobbs is not so wonderful.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Edward is probably going to be left behind unless we absolutely positively need an anchor for something. In the meantime, Infinious through that antlion gets the Legend Sword. That's at least half a forge already.
Yeah, that's going to be great for completing objective 1. But we will still need an adamant and underground access in order to complete that objective. But it looks like Infinious at least is going to be continuing along sort of the vanilla progression of the seed, heading over to Fabul to go defend Fabul. As Zoe is getting through this antlion with just Sid and Tella. But the Rune Axe definitely doing a lot of work for Ver.
Rune Axe in the starter kit. Very, very important. Hey, look, it's a bunch of dolls invading Fabul today. This is going to be a little bit more tricky for Infinious, but Zoe is going to have an easy time with this. Just pop one of those Gaia drums and easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah, this is a great situation for one of those Gaia drums. The Thor Rage is not going to do a whole lot other than knock down the Brennas first, which is a little spooky. But Recall could roll Fatal Weak. Toad would also be a fine recall. Just queuing up another Thor Rage. Does not kill all of them, unfortunately, but Sid had one queued up, which will knock down the last one, and so Infinious is through without seeing the big doll.
Which I'm sure makes Infinious very happy, but us as chat makes us sad. We wanted to see a big doll.
Yeah, no big doll. And I don't think Zoe is going to see it with 3 Gaia drums in her inventory. And there's that Excalibur that Kokol kept.
So, you know, that Cecil that we saw in Baron Inn becomes a lot more tempting to go grab after we do ordeals now.
Yeah, this is going to be a real heckin' party once we get through that Cecil and get through Mount Ordeals.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if Infinious' play for this early Rosa from that package is going to be able to propel him through this seed a little faster than Zoe. And Excal Cecil does a lot. You've got Rune Axe Sid, who's going to be doing a lot of damage. But having Rose as a healer as opposed to having Tella as a healer, that could be a big difference, especially if this ends up being a hook round or something rude down there.
For sure. Oh, that's cute. There was a Thor Rage in the chest in the king's bedroom.
It's like the king knew or something.
Yeah. But yeah, Infinious going straight to Mount Ordeals. We do have Tella in the party, so Tella will get powered up by this check. So this makes sense over, say, a Baron Inn, which is an extra character, which is nice, but we can get through this probably without that Baron Inn character. And does find crystal armor on that
Cecil. That Cecil is going to be loaded for bear when we get him.
Yeah, Cecil can now do all of the covering, plus a Dragoon shield. You know, we need more covering.
It's just some Dark Imps in the front attack. Be interested to see if Infinious tries to go for a few life glitches here.
Yeah, could do some life glitches to get some extra experience. This is a very nice fight because this spot is not very punchy, but it also is a little bit slow if we don't get some good damage. Virus is nice. We will take nice a recall virus.
I think I would have rather recall weak there, but virus works too.
Weak would be better, but virus is acceptable.
Zoe going to go ahead and cash out her Gaia drums and try to go through this quickly, and does.
Yeah, those Gaia drums making a huge difference on this fight, but Infinious will be getting a little bit of extra experience from doing life glitches, and he recalled weak, but it missed!
Hashtag tell a life.
Oh no! That was almost so good.
But yes, Infinious getting the life glitches, that's going to help power up that Rosa. Dr. Luggage in the back attack. This is one of the worst places to find him, not because he's terribly difficult, but because he's guaranteed to get off all his speech stuff.
Yeah, he gets a free chance to deliver all of his dialogue and just slow your ordeals down. It's not ideal. Zoe is going to switch over to an Earth Hammer from that Runex because that does bonus damage to machines. And while Dr. Luge in this first fight is not a machine, Balnab is a machine, and the second phase of this fight is also a machine.
Yeah, very heads-up play by Zoe there, saying, "Hey, you know, I've got this. Let's do the bonus damage. Let's go."
Yeah, I mean, if you have a way to do bonus damage, you take advantage of it, and it's not worth really switching back for the middle section of this fight against Balnab Z because we're going to need the Runet or the Earth Hammer to do bonus damage again for this section of the fight. Infinious does not have that Earth Hammer, but does have a Silver Hammer, which is also effective against machines. Not quite as good, but it works.
So he's saying, after that long cutscene fight, I do want to take the safety save. Do not blame her there.
Yeah, this could be a kind of nasty Wyvern here, or a Golbez. Well, Golbez wouldn't knock anyone down, but in your party, because V has only 2 characters, but a Wyvern here would still be rude.
Oh, there's our underground access. We have a magma key.
Yep, and that's just Odin.
Odin this much should not be any type of problem for either set of parties. That Sid's going to have enough damage to get through. Tella's lit ones only really need 2 of them to help get through this fight. And yep, down goes Odin.
Yeah, Odin is not a very scary boss here. But that is underground access. So the question is, will we see our runners prioritize getting underground, getting some of the freebie checks down there, getting to some of those shops, or will they prioritize, in Zoe's case especially, doing Baron Inn to get that Excal Cecil?
Oh, I think both runners beeline it to Baron Inn for that Cecil. One thing, Zoe did burn all of her Gaia drums. I don't believe has any left. So no use of Gaia for that Magus Sisters fight there in the first spot of Baron Inn anymore.
Yeah, but the Rune Axe will still completely destroy the Magus Sisters. Just a little bit slower.
Also, I don't know if you noticed when Infinious originally went to equip Rosa, Rosa came with mute arrows, and Infinious actually bought an elven bow for her as well. So that Rosa is going to do quad damage for, or well, double damage against those Magus Sisters as well in the Baron Inn.
Yeah, Rosa will also be just absolutely wrecking the Magus Sisters.
In the meantime, Zoe does make a beeline straight for that Baron Inn check and sees that wonderful Cecil, says, "Hey, I've got a holy sword for you. Let's see if we can get through 2 bosses for it."
Yep.
Oh, well done, Zoe. I had forgotten about that.
Oh yes, the Earth Hammer can be used as an item to cast Quake, and while it's not a very powerful Quake, it will destroy the Magus Sisters here. Seriously, Alisel. This is our 3rd vanilla boss on the overworld.
Well, look, it's early. It's hard to shake things up all the way when it's this early. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess. Unfortunately, we don't have Paladin Cecil here because Karate is guarding Cecil, so we're gonna have to actually do 4,000 damage to this fight, and this fight can be very rude.
Although he's got both characters in the back row, I believe has found some decent heavy armor so that Sid can take a punch or two and gets through this fight with no real difficulty.
Yep, and it does look like Infinious is going to be checking Baron in just a little bit behind Zoe.
Are you kidding me with that reward?
Yeah, well, now we have 2 Excals. We have one for Cecil and one for Edge.
I think chat asking the important question: which of those X cows came from Coco, and which one was just random?
This is a very good question. One that doesn't really matter, but ooh, that's not ideal. Sid just got charmed and knocked himself down to really low health. Hopefully he can survive a little bit in this karate fight.
Nope, board AI is going to board AI immediately.
Yeah, because why would we actually get access to Sid, in this fight? I mean, it looks like Zoe is going to be going and checking some of those other fights on the overworld, just double checking Cave Mist Cave to find the Bahamut there, and is now deciding that, hey, maybe I want that Rydia, or that Rosa after all.
And Infinious, unfortunately, getting some bad luck. Again, board AI took out Sid. Then Rosa went down immediately. And Infinious says, "You know what? I want to just go underground for a second. I'll come back for this lovely, lovely paladin."
Yeah. No real need to deal with that Baron in right now. Might come back later when he's feeling a little bit stronger.
Also might be going to make a quick cheeky check for a Siren and just do one to get a little bit more levels. Say, okay, cool. Now we'll be able to survive this fight with no problem.
For sure. And there's also 2 free key item checks in the underground, which could lead to other characters, other progression. Could open up, say, the Tower of Zot or the Baron Castle, which would be probably doable checks at this point.
Also could be a Darkness Crystal, which opens up the entire moon and a character check in and of itself.
Yeah. But We don't find sirens in Dwarf Castle. There's just some coffins here. Which, coffins are great, but they're not sirens.
Ogreax is a good pickup there on the Infinious side from that pot there in Baron. Or not Baron,
Yeah.
Dwarf.
It gives Sid something better to use when he's not in the middle slot. Because while Sid is in the middle slot, I believe the Rune Axe is slightly better overall than the Ogre Axe for damage, in addition to hitting the mage weakness. But if Sid's not going to be in the middle slot long term, the Ogre Axe will be overall more reliable because of it having just much better accuracy.
Yeah, so now you've got your Tello powered up. You really want him in that middle row just to give him that accuracy bonus if you need to cast stuff like Stone, Weak.
Yeah, that accuracy bonus works for both physical hits and spells. And yeah, Infinious is checking the weapon shop here, not interested in another Rune Axe, not interested in a Samurai Bow. The Tamra armor shop is being rude.
Dwarf's like, who, there's a customer? Nah, I'm fine. Bye.
Yeah. But it does look like Infinious is going to give us our Job Dwarf check. Job Dwarf is a shipmaster. But what ships?
Just because we don't see them doesn't mean there's not ships floating around on that lava.
I guess that's true. There could be ships on the magma. And now Zoe is following Infinious underground while Infinious does some looting in the path down to the Fey March, which is one of the better places to loot in the underground. There's only one trap chest here. If you find it, you can save scum, reset out, and loot everything else. Or you can just play a game of chicken and loot until you think that the trap chest is going to come up and decide that that's enough. Which it looks like Infinious has decided that he's had enough.
Yeah, looted that first room, got an Aegis shield and a leather coffin, which brings his count up to 2. And a power shirt from our Fey March freebie. That's going to be nice for that Sid for right now and for that Cecil once Infinious decides to go back for him. Hourglass 2's in the shops down here. No sirens as of yet. And only one shop left. Or 2 shops left. Evelyn and Moon for possible sirens.
Yeah, there's still a very good chance that sirens are in this seed. But we have not found them yet. Zoe now following through these Dwarf Castle shop checks. Well, Infinious reveals that is a fight you want Eddie for.
The sure spot is free adjacent, whether that's Kaipo or Baron guards. We do have 2 coffins. But Infinious says, I don't want any of this right now. Bye.
Yeah, that Pain Man at Leviathan will do guaranteed over 1,000 damage each time, each Dark Wave, and you have to survive 3 of those. Or you could just use Edward and hide from them and win.
Pasta Morpheus in chat letting us know it's 1,131 to 1,305 damage per wave. And he go fast there.
Yeah, he's very fast. Zoe also validating the seed with a Job Dwarf check. We love to see it.
Meantime, Infinious sets up Sheila 1 and is probably going to go roll that right now and then decide if he wants to go back for that Baron in check.
Yeah, we'll see. Does look like he's flying by way of Baron Inn, so might be thinking I'm going to take on Baron Inn before getting to Sheila 1.
Drops his save. Is going to save scum Sheila 1. If it's nothing, we'll reset right back to Baron Inn. Not a bad play here.
Yeah, that's a really heads-up play if he's thinking, I'm going to do Baron Inn next, kind of no matter what Sheila 1 gives me. If Sheila 1 gives nothing, then can just reset and immediately be right back at Baron Inn, ready to get his Cecil.
In the meantime, Zoe with a party of 4. Be interesting to see if V decides to go for those guards, especially with the cabin in hand. Oh, there's Forge.
Yeah, I don't think we can reset out of that. That is the other half of our first objective.
It's rare on one of these seeds to see Forge being the first thing you complete.
Yeah, I would say so. Forge just naturally has 2 key items that it requires. Neither of those key items leads to anything else. But not only is Forge going to be the first objective that our runners will likely complete, it's also we don't even have any of the key items to get to any of the other objectives yet.
Yeah, this seed is doing a great job of hiding any type of progression item right now. So, yay.
Yeah, as Possumorpheus is pointing out in chat, Forge could be Koko's Forge. Well, it won't give you an X-Cal directly because we have Classic Forge turned on. You could get some pretty solid things in that shop early on, like potentially Artemis arrows, which, well, they are expensive to buy big stacks of. You can do some cheeky things to get a lot of work out of just one arrow. The Maga Sisters decide they don't want Rosa around.
Yeah, even though this is a very easy normal spot, this is a very high magic spot, and Infinious is not having a good time today.
Yeah, you really got to take Mindy down first in this spot, just because the magic is so rude here. Yeah. Oh no, and they're just going too fast for Infinious's party.
Yep, and there's the reset, unfortunately. Baron Inn just being rude today.
Yeah, it's just those Maga Sisters there are very rude if you can't take them all out very quickly. But meanwhile, Zoe looks like is getting ready to take on one of these 2 Feymarch spots. Has Cecil set up for covering everyone else in the back row with crystal armor on, and is going to be taking on the guards fight here.
I like this decision. Again, we do have 2 coffins in our inventory, so if it is this fight, which it is, we can coffin it, or we can just toss an hourglass and not have to worry at all about it.
Yep.
Yeah, so this fight now completely free. Cecil did his job, covered twice, hourglass went off. And then Zoe also going to knock Tella down, keeping has her anchor. So
Yep. And now Infinious did get through the Maga Sisters again, is up against this karate once more. But Rosa not going to survive that kick because she's a little low on health, and Infinious, or that Sid's not doing a whole lot of damage. But we found a spoon.
Where's our
from
Edward?
that Feymarch fight.
We needed Edward to equip it to. Way.
It is another key item, so Zoe now has 4. But it doesn't really do anything other than you can throw it, and it does a lot of damage when you throw it, but that requires having edge.
So in the meantime, Infinious is just slowly chipping away and gets through the karate. Well done, Infinious.
Yep, chipping away at that fight. No need to worry about the experience from there because it doesn't give experience, and Infinious has now been rewarded with the second Excalibur and the Cecil.
In the meantime, Zoe is setting up Sheila 1. Going to go check on that. And at that point, it's going to be interesting where our runners go because we'll have all caught up to each other.
Yeah, the only difference is Zoe has taken on one extra Feymarch fight, but Infinious could very well leave that Feymarch fight alone for a while. It does look like Infinious is planning on doing at least a little bit of grinding here.
Yes, we do have 2 sirens that we got with the starter kit that we got. So go ahead, burn it on eggs right now, get Cecil online, and go from there.
Yeah, just a few levels will get Cecil. Will turn Cecil into a real powerhouse. But you know, it does look like Zoe is healing up and getting geared up to take this Edward.
Oh, I like this play. Saw the DKC down there and said, you know what? You know who's good for that DKC? The guy we left up at Hobbs.
Yeah, I really like this play, taking this Edward, knowing that you have a use for him very specifically. You will want him to gain some levels because he does need to be rather fast in order to get, or maybe just using Edward as an anchor. Nope, getting him back up. Might have been a mismenu, I don't know. Yeah,
muscle memory. Yeah, muscle memory. You always knock your Edward down. Who lets Edward live? Sorry, Oscar, don't ban me.
Mom Bomb does not let Edward live.
Meanwhile, it looks like Infinious is going to go take on Dwarf Castle now.
Yep, this is a very logical play. There's a character here which could power up the party. It's 2 bosses. Luca, please don't.
Luca's like, I'm the troll today, ha ha ha. And that's a Baigen in the first spot. That is not very nice.
Oh, Baigen at this first spot it's punchy. It is kind of fast, not fast enough that we really need to be anchored well here, but fast, punchy. Even the vampires from that back arm, if you let it live, are going to hurt.
Yeah, this is one of my least favorite spots for said Baigen. There's a lot of spots that are bad for Baigen. Really, the only good spot for Baigen is Mist Cave or Waterfall.
That's very true. But we do have Excal Cecil.
That we do.
And Tella is going to be taking a nap, and I don't think Infinious is going to mind that too much.
In the meantime, Zoe picking up for Edward and goes to do a Verse Siren grind. I like this play here.
Yeah, getting that Edward a few levels just to get his agility up. Because this Edward is going to need to be RA1 in order to get hidden before Dark Knight Cecil starts doing his waves.
Yeah, 12 levels for Edward. That should hopefully be enough.
That'll definitely help. Edward is definitely a relatively speedy character. He's up to 18 agility. I don't think that's enough. And it looks like, yeah, Zoe's decided that's not enough, and he's going to do another Siren.
I mean, while you're here, might as well. Meantime, Infinious is through that buy in. We have a flavor of Mylon in 2, and you want another white mage?
Yeah, that's a Porum. We have another white mage. It's the Z form of Mylon, so I don't think going to last very long.
No, Mylon Z with the weakness to Holy, that one X-Cal hit. That's all she wrote. And Infinious is through Dwarf Castle. We still don't have Iridia yet.
Yeah. There's still a lot of character checks available. There's the Baron Castle and 2 in Zot, as well as the one on the moon and the one in the giant. Plus, there's one in Eblin Cave too, so there's a lot.
Now, the commentator and viewer in me is hoping for Evil Wall at Elements with the only Iridian to seed behind the giant. But knowing that this is game 2 of a doubleheader for these runners, I don't want that to happen for them.
Yeah, no. They've been going for a while already. I'm sure they would rather have a fast seed that they can get through fairly quickly and not have to deal with a 2.5-hour slog. But that's not value.
You know how there's a Iridian seed here? She can whiff on Ashura 1 out of every 3 casts.
Yeah, hey, we thought we wanted to give you the ability to get even more disappointed in Rydia. Now she can let you down as a healer as well.
And Zoe, unfortunately, still does not have the RA right for... Oh, goes and buys a ninja hat. That'll help. But yeah, Dark Knight went to get a wave off. V had to reset, puts the ninja hat on. We'll see if that gets that Edward up enough. In the meantime, Infinious is going to show us Coco's shop. And by that, I mean Forge.
Yep, taking care of the objective while he's in the area, this makes sense. This is Dwarf Castle's about as close to Coco Forge as you'll get, and there's no reason to really put this off.
That's a shop.
That is a very good shop full of things that are too expensive. We may be back later.
In the meantime, V does get the hide off. Edward is hidden. Dark Knight Cecil is going to give us a speech here in a second, and we'll see what's behind the second spot here in the Feymarch. If it's value, V has a massive, massive lead at this point.
Yeah, this is a huge play if this pays off.
That is not value.
No, that's not value. There is nothing in the Feymarch, so that means that Infinious is on the way forward with this dive up Keyless Tower.
And Keyless Tower is all we have left at this point, isn't it?
There could be a very, very cheeky Demist.
Oh, true, yeah. Come on, Demist at Maggot Sisters.
Oh, Demist at Maggot Sisters. And yeah, Zoe resetting out, not wanting to keep wanting the money back from that ninja hat.
I do not blame her. Ninja hats are expensive. You have limited money. If that check was a whammy, which it was, reset, get your money back. It could be better spent on sirens later on. We found our evil wall.
Oh, that's an objective, and this evil wall is not the worst.
And we see it's a blue robe up on the hook route. I wonder if that's Water Hag or Adamant, or if we'll ever find out.
I hope we don't find out. I don't think we will. It seems very unlikely that either runner will do the hook route.
So this evil wall isn't going to be too bad here. It's not all that punchy. Again, punchy against the front row, but back row not that punchy. The problem here is going to be, do we have the DPS to take it down before we get to the crush phase?
I'm not sure that matters a whole lot, especially if we get to the crush phase with many party members standing.
Also, Infinious just realizing, or what looks like it has not realized yet. Oh, no, he put the power shirt on his Cecil.
Yeah, he does not have crystal armor on his Cecil, so his Cecil can go burr.
So Berserk must have just straight up missed the first time.
He tried to cast it on Porum the first time.
Misminion,
And Porum took a nap.
Porum, I am right there with you. Can I have a nap too?
No napping yet. Oh, Porum really does not really wants a nap, apparently. And while this spot is very fast and this Evil Wall is very rude, Evil Wall, once it gets to Crush Phase, takes a lot of wait turns. So it slows down very considerably after this sort of phase, after it finishes moving forward.
Cecil doing 3k a hit. We actually might not get to that Crush Phase. Ooh, though, Rosa takes a big hit there.
Yeah, Rosa's not going to get experience from this spot, unfortunately, as Cecil knocks down Evil Wall with that next hit.
That is objective number 4 and a vanilla key item. Or sorry,
I love
5.
I love that vanilla tower key. That is so spicy.
All right, so I know it. Well, it still possibly could because again, hidden demon somewhere. But if this tower key gives us a vanilla hook, this seed will be perfect.
Oh, that would be amazing. We have Rubicant here in the Super Cannon room that decided to got a couple demotions and is now just working the Super Cannon directly rather than being the boss of the boss of the Super Cannon room.
Was it leg? No, it's not. Leg is gone. Sorry. Bye.
Yeah, no. Excal Cecil says no. No leg.
I think chat has it right. Rubicante going down the Super Cannon room going, if you want something done right, I'll do it myself.
I guess. I mean, we all saw how Dr. Luge sort of went behind Ruby's back in Vanilla, so it makes sense. He's learned from his mistakes. He no longer trusts his underlings.
I don't blame Ruby. I mean, again, Luge is a little bit crazy, and the Dark Imps are just regular non-boss bit sprites. So, yeah, no, just do it yourself.
Yeah.
Also, I realized that means the entire Tower of Babel moved to Ordeals this seed.
Yes, they did. Well, with Odin, but yeah.
Meantime, Infinious is going to be the first to show us this check. Meanwhile, Zoe is climbing the tower herself. Oh, that's required. Double required.
That is.
Wall.
Oh my, this tower has all the value. So I think we're gonna see Infinious go there straight away because.
Okay, hear me out on this because this is going to get a little convoluted. Twin Harp gives Hook. Rydia is at King Queen Evelyn. And Demist is at, or sorry, Rydia is in Evelyn. Demist at King Queen Evelyn holding Darkness Crystal.
Oh, that would be spicy. But I think the most likely objective to not see done at this point would be that objective 3. Although we could still see objective 4 not completed because Rydia is hiding in the giant and just never wants to be found. But in the meantime, Infinious is diving into Cave Magnus and getting ready to give us some tunes.
Chat pointing out, as we've pretty much seen, this is pretty much the only progression checks left, barring the hiding Demist. You've got to go up that keyless tower. You've got to get that tower key. You've got to get this Twin Harp, and then move on from there. Because our runners, Zoe specifically, has checked everything else. Infinious still has the 2 Feymarch checks left, but is thankfully fading them at the current moment.
Yeah, the best hope for Infinious at this point is that he never goes back to Feymarch. Just completely leaves it alone forever. Because right now he has that little bit of advantage, but he's down those 2 checks that Zoe did.
But in the meantime, Infinious's party has perished, which means that Edward's going to come out of the bed in Troya. He's going to walk over to his twin harp, and instead of playing his normal tunes, we will get a randomized song. So Xenocat and I are going to be very, very quiet and let you guys listen to the musical stylings of DJ Swoony B.
And that Cheeky Demist hunt is over because we have found Demist here at the Cave Magnus. So yeah, we're just got all the value. So now it's the question of now that we have 1 objective left for Gomo, do we chase this Luca key?
I think you chase that Demus first, and then you possibly chase that Luca key, because again, those are the only 2 things other than that Feymarch that's left.
Yeah.
Also, I said it in chat and I'll say it here. Aliceal, this seed is a work of art and I love it.
Yeah, this is amazing. We do need access to Zeromus, so we will need to find either a Darkness Crystal or a pass at some point. Given that everything is behind this chain from the Twin Harp, it's probably going to be the Darkness Crystal. But we will see.
No, Demus has our Darkness Crystal today.
Okay, that's... I think it's time to put off Sealed Cave for just a little bit.
I don't know, the way this seed has been going, I might dive and check that immediately to see if it's Earth Crystal or Baron Key.
I mean,
or Pan.
I would start with checking the Moon character because that could be Go mode.
True, good point.
Yeah, we could have Go mode just on the Moon, so let's at least check that character first. Whether you actually dive the Moon before checking Sealed Cave, that's another question, for sure. And it'll be interesting to see what Infinious does.
Chat pointing out a very, very good point. Zoe didn't even check Coco's shop. Said Forge and is going to go probably heal, buy a couple of things here in Dwarf Castle, and go immediately over to that Twin Harp.
Yeah, it might be thinking that he doesn't have enough money to buy anything from that would be worthwhile from Coco's shop. Or that's a bit of money, but might be thinking maybe I want to save my money for Sirens, for example, because I still don't believe we found Sirens in this seed.
We have not. The only places the Sirens could be right now is Eblin, 2 chances of a tier 5 item, or the Moon Shop, which I'm sure Infinious will probably check, regardless of who's here. And Infinious has raised a big whale, is on his way to the moon. V is over in Troya Town doing a little bit more shopping, about to check for Twin Harp. this is very tight. Infinious with a slight advantage right now, but again, it has two checks looming that V has done, and that could come back to haunt him.
Yeah. One thing I would like to point out is Infinious is already at 8 key items, which means that if Rydia is here, that will be a 9 key items for Infinious, and once Zoe gets to the moon, that will be 10 key items for Zoe with the crystal.
Yeah, that spoon could come in very, very huge there.
Yeah, as much as we like to diss on the spoon for not being useful, it could make the difference between a 9 key item and a 10 key item grind.
Moment of truth for Infinious. We have walked into the Lunar Palace, and on the Lunar Dais today is... That's go mode.
Oh my goodness. So we have this exact situation. Infinious is at 9 key items. Will he hunt for another key item, or will he just try to grind? And Zoe will be in a very different position, as V will have 10 key items with this crystal.
The one good thing, too, is this makes it where Rydia... Well, never mind, Infinious doesn't take it. I was going to say Rydia could be our anchor. Infinious is diving. He checked the moon shop. I don't think we saw sirens, did we?
I don't think we did. We might just take some moon bosses and call it a day.
Our tracker Sidewar saying no sirens, just Bacchus wines from Awakened Soak as well. Let me give a big shout out to our behind the scenes crew this morning. We do have Alice Hill doing the restream, rolled this wonderful seed. We have Sidewar doing the tracking. Without them, we as commentators wouldn't be seen, wouldn't be heard, and would be completely lost. Thank you so much to both of you for making our jobs so much easier.
Yeah, we do not have sirens, but we do have 2 hourglasses. So that could be a thing.
Let's see. We have not seen Kaipo guards. We have not seen Water Hack. Those are the only 2 free bosses I can think of that we have not seen.
I don't think we've seen Edge's parents.
True, we have not seen Kingpin Nebula. Good point. In the meantime, we are going to be quiet and give us a reprise of this wonderful Chrono Trigger music here on Zoe's side.
And Zoe is through that demist fight just a little bit slower because V had to take a mist phase, whereas Infinious did get through without a mist phase. But now V's in go mode.
In the meantime, Infinious is taking random encounters on the Lunar Subterranean, trying to get this double King Ryu fight. Ran, but finally did get one.
Yep, we will need Tella back up for the weak casts.
Tella, stand up, cast weak twice, and then you're going to get not right now. Sorry.
Yep, only has enough MP for one cast though, so that'll be. But we do have an Ether too, so it's fine.
So at this point, with Infinious being a game down at the current moment, do you think this is a situation where he just takes whatever levels he gets from here and just goes? Or do you think he's going to take a couple of the bosses as well to try to grind a little bit?
He might. I could see taking the Ribbon Room if it's not super rude. Ooh, Tella getting levels. That's not ideal.
We'll have to see if that was a complete accident or if that was done on purpose.
I mean, Tella will still be okay as an anchor for a bit. 10 agility is not the worst. Especially if, say, Cecil ends up in the top slot.
Ted also bringing up that Infinious is down to, I think, 3 life potions, if I saw it correctly, so might not want to worry about having to waste a life potion on him again.
Yeah, is running very low on life pots. But we'll see what Infinious does as he gets down to the bottom of the Lunar Subterranean.
And the counterpoint to that is Infinious does have 2 white mages in his party.
Yeah, Rosa does have Cure 4. Porum only has Cure 3 because Porum takes forever to learn Cure 4. The HP levels are a little low, and it does look like Infinious is going to take the White Spear Altar first.
I'd like this, checking for that 10th key item before doing Ribbon and Ogopogo fight, and gets rewarded with a free fight.
Oh my, if only we still had an Hourglass for this. But we should be fine getting through this, except for Porum. Porum is not fine.
I'm going to go for the Stone cast, because again, this spot is not really that high of an HP spot. Yes, you would love to Life Lich the Officer here if you could, but it's not that big a loss if you don't.
Yeah, no, this is less experience than an egg. So not a huge deal to get the maximum experience out of this spot. Does get another level on Tella, but probably isn't too worried about that at this point. But Zoe's going to Cave Bahamut before checking this Lunar Dais.
I wonder if V feels... No, it looks like just dropping a safety save there is going to go check the Lunar Dais and reset back to Bahamut if it's not go mode. That's some heads up play.
Heads up play, except this is going to be go mode. Also, we did find a pan, so Infinious is now at 10 key items. Do we chase?
No, we go take that Ribbon Room, we go take that Ogopogo Altar, we hope for some decently okay bosses. We take our 500,000 extra.
Oh no. Cecil got a veil up. We have 1 life potion.
That's got to go on Rosa and hope that she's not the target of the first nuke.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. Yeah, no, we're gonna maybe do lower battle speed.
Yep, I believe that's exactly what we're gonna do.
And since Rosa is not RA1, putting her down in the third slot.
So V is in go mode, has picked up Viridia, addendum number 4, and has the crystal, and now has that 10 key items.
Yeah, so it looks like V's going back to the blue planet. We'll see what V's going to do for their grind. Yes, Infinious lowering the battle speed to 6. Should be able to get off 3 of these Star Veils. We could be seeing doors.
That is a good point. With no sirens, but we have that Luca key. Door grind is on the table. Did pick up the Rydia for a fresh anchor too, so could, in fact, still as a Tella, could go for those RA1 door strats. Move that Tella up to the top row, cast wall.
It looks like this is what's going to happen. Oh my goodness, where's Demarine?
Paging Demarine to the Free Enterprise channel. We have a legit door grind going on. And as someone who has done a door grind in this tournament, granted it was the Swiss rounds, I love this play. If you can't find sirens, these doors are, especially with an X-Cal Cecil and enough damage output, are wonderful to do.
Yeah, this is a really nice cheeky grind. Yeah, putting Tella down in the bottom slot so that to buffer the turn from Cecil, the door was nice and decided that Rydia gets to go down.
Instead of trying to damage through those, going to wait for the second searching and then put the wall up there. And unfortunately does not get it off without that buffer though. But
yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. We can revive her. And oh, Zoe is resetting.
Meantime, Infinious is through that Wyvern, gets all 200,000 XP on all the important characters.
Yeah, that's still not Cure 4 on Porum because Porum takes forever to get that spell, but not even going to check the chests, does not care.
But what if there's an Avenger in those chests, Infinious? Go look!
There could be something really good in those chests, but we're not going to find out.
Exactly. Chad, our Rishi Ralstil and Microcore is also pointing out, what if there's a crystal sword in that chest?
We don't need those. That's just like... You expect those to show up, and then it's going to be something like a Lit Bolt and a Dwarf Axe. And Infinious is done. Infinious is going.
Infinious says, I am down a game. That's all the levels I need. I need to go now. There's no dot done yet. Let's make a play here. And also, just real fast, I'll channel my inner Oscar and be like, no, if it's a crystal sword, you sell it. We have a bunch of flags coming out with a Z and a question mark. Look, I realize it's 8 a.m. in the morning for me, and I got up early for this. I don't need a nap quite yet.
Yeah, I'm not feeling like it's nap time for me personally, but I think they want us to ask a question, Gambit. Would you know what that question is?
What do I want for breakfast?
I mean, yes, that's also a question that I'm having, but I think the question they want us to ask is, whose butt are we gonna kick this morning?
Yes, Zeromus is a little bit too big, too bad to just randomize into the boss pool. So instead of moving his location, we leave him as the big bad. Bleh, words are hard. And instead randomize his form. So we have over 527 different sprites. And Zeromus will randomly transform into one. So we'll see whose butt we're going to kick.
That's
Lupinus, I believe.
Yep.
Lupin the Third.
And Infinious already off to a great start, has Cecil and Sid zerked up already. Porum casting a direct slow to nerf this first big bang and start applying slows to Zeromus.
And Tella with a direct cure 4. Again, Tella, very, very bad healer, but a single target cure 4 will always heal up to max HP. So the direct target, very, very easy to go.
Yep. And hey, Porum will survive this. Tella does not survive the nerfed Big Bang, but Porum does. Because, you know, we care about Porum.
Yeah, Porum has a lot to contribute with her slows and Cure 3s.
Yeah, definitely. She can do some things.
This, I believe, is a full power Big Bang. I don't think this one is nerfed.
Yep. Looks like tried to queue up the nerf, but it just came out a little too late. And,
that high roll on Rosa. Ooh, this is bad.
Yeah, that's not great. We get a black hole, so we can get people back up with our 1 life potion.
Yeah, but if we've tipped and this aroma shakes again, we might not have time to get a cure spell off. Yeah, I think this might be a wipe. I don't think there's time to get to Rose's turn. Yeah, there's the Big Bang. That's gonna be full power.
Ooh, oh no. That's a wipe. To be fair, Rosa has 0 armor.
Who needs armor?
I mean, that diamond ring will help. And the silent staff, because that will raise her will stat a bit. Turning down the battle speed just a notch, down to 2. Still not going to check the ribbon room chests, because why would we check those? I mean, they could be a white shirt.
I mean, at this point, every piece of gear that Infinious needs is in that those ribbon room chests.
Yes, it's going to be a white shirt and a crystal sword, for sure.
It'll somehow be an adamant armor that Aliceal coated into the seed, even though no adamant is on.
Yeah. It doesn't even need to be a tier 7 item to be useful. Like, even a wizard shirt, which would normally be such like a terrible reward from a key item location, would actually help.
That could be that. Could be a Sork robe. Could be an actual vanilla ribbon. I mean, we've seen enough vanilla today.
A tiara, even. Any of these things would be amazing. Meanwhile, we still have doors.
They're a wonderful thing.
Doors are great.
Chat pointing out a very, very important strat here. Every wipe that Infinious is taking here is going to bring Zoe one step closer to coming back in this one, even though V is not that far behind. They were forced to take pretty much the same routing. The only difference here is that Zoe took the Feymarch bosses and, honestly, got that 10th key item, which really helped out. In the fact of having to being able to do the store grind instead of possibly going down to the LST and going for that wyvern.
Yeah, these definitely had an easier time of the grind. Not necessarily an easy grind for sure, but easier than taking that wyvern. And this time the counter nuke decides that Porum shall be taking a nap.
That's fine. Porum has done her job. She can nap.
Yeah, Porum needs nap time. Looks like Infinious is putting up a Star Veil on Rosa. This might be a play to reflect a second slow onto Zeromus, just to try to slow Zeromus down a little bit more. I'm not sure that's going to be worth it, considering that does also stop any healing from going onto Rosa, and Rosa's going to need healing.
We do have that one Cure 3 pot, so can use that to heal up.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess for nerfing, we'll be able to not worry about Rosa going down from any nerfs to Big Bangs. But I don't think we're going to have time to nerf here because of that shake.
There goes Secure 4. We might get back around to Rosa to toss Secure 3 pot onto her, but
I don't think we will.
Yeah, I think this Rosa might be about to take a nap.
Yep. Good night, Rosa.
Oof, and that was a high roll on that Cecil as well.
Yeah, Cecil does not have a lot of magic defense.
And okay, we did get the black hole because here comes the life pot.
Yeah.
I was watching V's doors and didn't see the black hole come out. But speaking of, V is done with doors, is warping out of the sealed cave. I have a feeling that V is going to be running as quickly as possible down that linear subterranean.
And it looks like Infinious is playing this risky. Just Cure 3'd up Cecil, Bacchus'd him immediately, trying to get a Cure 4 out before the Big Bang, but it's not going to happen here.
Cecil again gets high rolled by that Big Bang too.
I don't think Cecil's got this.
That black hole is pretty much going to seal the deal here. The question is, does Infinious ride this out, or is he going to reset? Looks like he's going to try to ride it out. Nope, in phase 2, there comes the nuke, and there's the reset.
Yep. Infinious is going to be a little bit ahead heading into this last attempt, but it's this attempt or bust at this point.
Easy to see if Infinious does decide to peek the Ogo spot real fast, just to see if it is a free-ish boss for some extra XP. Nope, deciding to go straight down. That Ogo spot in my head is always going to be King Queen Evelyn from this point on.
Yeah, I mean, King Queen Evelyn's still out there. It could be Water Hag too, which would also be very free. But yeah, Infinious is heading back in for a third attempt against Zeromus. Zoe is beelining down this lunar subterrane with a much stronger party, ready to take on this Zeromus fight.
Meantime, the only question left for V is, will V swag walk this or take the safety save? I imagine we take the safety save.
Yeah, well, it looks like it is going in to take the safety save.
It rearranges the inventory, rearranges his spells, gets everything set up. And Zoe with her party of who's... God, I've already forgotten the party order now. Dang it, never mind. It's going to be a good joke, and then I completely forgot it, and yeah, we're fine.
Oh, goodness. Porum getting that slow too early, whiffing the slow. Oh, that's not great. Tella does cast the slow and gets it off before the first Big Bang, so we do get the nerf, but... Okay, Cecil can take this nuke, that's fine. Is putting up a veil on Porum to keep her safe from potentially getting taking a bad nuke. I don't hate this.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty good plan. It also allows, again, that second slow to be bounced off. With the original nerf, Porum ought to survive this first Big Bang with relative ease.
Yeah, and Tella getting the second slow before the first Big Bang is very nice.
Yeah, it looks like lowering the battle speed has really done the trick here. It's allowed for a much smoother, at least, start to this fight. Again, that double slow, everybody getting off berserks and everything. Looks like a lot more manageable now.
Yeah, Rosa's going to be able to heal herself and recover a bit. Porum is going to patch herself up as well with that Cure 3, just to make sure that she's not in too much trouble. I believe Infinious did go down to battle speed 3 for this fight, which is really helping out.
In the meantime, there goes Zoe's crystal. V is beginning her fight versus Lupin Miss. Looks like V is going to toss a Starveil up on that Sid. Might be thinking about bouncing a few whites from Rosa.
Yeah, that could help speed this fight along. Infinious getting lucky with this counter nuke that from the nerf, bouncing off of Rosa and doing some extra damage to Zeromus.
Meantime, V gets the perfect counter nuke onto that Rydia.
Yep, I think that was a fake shake though. So Infinious has already phase tipped, I believe.
Fight on Infinious side is going a lot better than it was last time.
Yeah.
The question is, that change in battle speed going to slow it down enough for V to catch up, because it's going to be close.
Yep, this nerf comes out successfully. Sid taking the counter nuke is not the worst, although, yeah, he might live. He has a pretty good chance of living, especially if Porum's going to Cure 3 him up immediately after this Big Bang.
Yeah, as long as this was properly timed, which it was, then that's perfect.
Yeah, gets that nerf. Rosa can now heal up the rest of the party from that nerfed Big Bang, except for herself and Porum, who are currently walled.
Oh, just Rosa walled. Porum's fine.
Oh, I guess the wall wore off. Porum did put up that veil pretty early, and now Rosa's not walled, so we can re-up Berserks, cure up Rosa as necessary.
I feel like this is going to go Zerk, and then Cure, but nope, going to go ahead and Cure first. I can understand, don't want to accidentally take a counter nuke onto Rosa and then not have enough time to heal her back up.
Yeah, getting the Zerk up on Cecil at least, but wants to make sure that Rosa is at least ready to go.
There is that phase 2 nuke. It hits Cecil, who, geez, board AI is just high rolling Infinious like crazy today.
Yeah, this should have plenty of time to recover though. There's a little bit of extra time after the nuke before the next Big Bang comes out, so should even be able to get Sid in the queue and Zerked up.
There comes the Zerk from Rosa back onto that Sid, get him back into the queue.
Yep. Zoe, meanwhile, has had a black hole, is having to re-up everything, but we have rocks on Infinious' side. with a little over 6,000 damage around, this is looking good.
And there's the shake. No flash effects are off, but Infinious has came in and taken this one. 1 hour, 20 minutes, 15 seconds, and giving us a little bit of a cricket show to celebrate.
Yeah, that is. Oh my goodness.
In the meantime, there's rocks on V side as well. V is not going to be very far behind.
Yeah, Zoe is just a tiny bit behind on this, but oh my goodness, this is going to be so close.
There's the crack boom there. That's going to be GG's for ZoeVermilion as well. A little bit behind Infinious, unfortunately, today. Looks like a final time as we wait for it to pop up on screen. 1 hour, 20 minutes, 52 seconds. That is as close to finish as you will see in this tournament.
Yeah, that's only a 37-second difference. Oh my goodness. And it does look like we are joined by both Infinious and Zoe in the booth right now. So GG's to both of you on a well-run race.
Yes, GG's. This was magnificent to watch.
Oh, that was way too close. My heart. Oh my god.
GG's, friend.
Oh, GG, Zoe. That was I made it closer than it probably should have, but yeah.
I mean, there's 10 or 12 spots in that race where I lose 37 seconds. So, like,
I wiped his Romus 2 times because I went into it like with a level 45 Cecil, level like just a bit under 1900 hit points on Rosa. Yeah, it was a nail biter for me.
yeah, if I take one less door there, I get it. I got Rosa to like 2200 hit points, needed 14. Like, I would have been fine taking the eight doors I went in there for. I took 10 because I got scared.
I mean that's fair. I mean, from my perspective, I went to the moon with 9 key irons as we discussed in the race room. Like, I didn't do the Baron those Kuiper guards at all. So that basically to me made doing a door grind just unsuitable. It just like that was going to be too slow. There wasn't enough doors, so I figured with the 2 hourglasses, I think they were in Feymarch. I want to say
they were in Feymarch.
Yeah, just do random encounters at LSC level 4, and to hit gold dragons, and yeah, that it took me a while to get them, but yeah, afterwards I was about I still think I was about 6 levels short, so got lucky to get the pan from the White Spear altar with a free fight, and then got a whole bunch of XP from the ribbon room with everyone's favorite Blarg.
Yeah, I just a short list of places I lost 37 seconds. Leaving Feymarch to go get Eddie to do DKC, messing up my first DKC attempt because Eddie had 20 agility to Tella's 8 as my anchor, so I had to go buy a ninja hat. Luckily, they were in Feymarch. Going to do my door grind with Tella not at RA1, so I couldn't take down the first door. I had to go back to Feymarch to buy said ninja hat again because I reset out of it the first time to save the money.
Right. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
Taking the extra doors, just small inconsistencies build up. If I perfectly execute, even with the extra things I did that cost me time, if I just don't mess up one of those 2 agi situations, I take this home. So you say you threw it away at the end. I threw away just as much as you did. You just threw away a little bit less.
Yeah.
So the big question I have for each of you is where you took your Rosas at a different point. Infinious, you saw that opening package, went immediately, saw that Rosa, took her right off the bat. Whereas Zoe, you decided to wait for a while before going back. You checked it, saw the Rosa, reset out, picked up the Gaia drum, which was amazing and got you through a lot of early game fights that Infinious did not have those for. But ended up going back for her later. What was our thought processes there?
Okay, cool. There's a Rosa here. Let me go look on Hobbs, make sure there's not one there, because I don't want to sit through a package cutscene that's unnecessary. And then with all the Gaia drums in my inventory and getting the Excal from Fabul, I'm like, okay, I'll just get my Cecil online, get my Cecil before I even go get that Rosa. It's not gonna be that big a deal. I've got a couple sirens to get her online once I get underground. That was really the main thing there. I didn't want an extra character in my party taking up turns.
Yeah, my perspective was more. I just want to get Rosa to Berserk as soon as humanly possible, because I figured with Sid with a starting rune axe, that was like, I think, I'm not sure if it came up on my on stream, but my loot count was very, very low. It ended up being about 27. So
yeah, I took way more than that.
Yeah,
because I was expecting
that's kind of
I was expecting more to this seed.
Oh yeah, that's kind of played to my playstyle anyway. Of trying to shave time by like not looting. Like I don't. This seed was like atypical for me because I think the starting kit also had a silent staff and
It did, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So the other thing about the after doing package was that I went to the shop in Kuiper and found an elven bow.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that basically, yeah. So once I bought that, I decided, you know what, elven bow, mute arrow, Rosa, rune axe, Sid. No, I'm good. I'm good to go. I don't need anything to get through the rest of the overworld. That was my theory anyway. But then Mega Sisters continue to wreck me because I have I swear Mega Sisters have a grudge against me. I don't know why.
I thought we were playing the same seed at the start here. We had Mega Sisters and Baron in again, even though it was a different spot. We had Leviathan in the waterfall again. There was so much really similar. Yeah, it was Leviathan both seeds, and I was just like,
"Oh, really?
Yeah, what is happening?"
I think, yeah, it's like, yeah, and also how much vanilla? Oh my god,
there was a ton of vanilla, but also there was an Earth Hammer. I think it was in Damsian basement. That's how I got through Mega Sisters.
Oh, right. Oh no, so basically, what for me was just execution error on my part on the. So basically, what happened to me was that because I in the first time around, I basically didn't kill Mindy first, and basically Mindy got her.
Oh yeah.
So Mindy got her spell off. Got it on. I think it was in my first attempt. It got on Sid, but then I didn't. But because I then killed Cindy next, Sandy charmed Sid.
Of course.
And then Sid hit himself with the axe, who had back road, so he basically almost died there.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So then, so which basically meant that when it came to the karate, the next fight, which was the karate fight, I just wiped because the kick just killed Sid, and that was my only way to get through that situation. That's right. Yeah. I came back after I think some looting in underground. I think I found a dragoon armor, and basically putting Sid in the back row meant that assuming I could execute properly on Mega Sisters, I should be fine.
Yeah, mine went really smoothly. I had Earth Hammer for the Mega Sisters, and then Sid ate a counter spell. But then as soon as I got to karate, I threw a vampire. I think it was in our starting kit, or I found it somewhere. Which got him back to full health, and then Tella just zerked Sid up because I'd already done ordeals, and I just sat there and waited.
Yeah. I said I think because the spells Tella didn't survive. Basically, Tella only barely survived. Actually, I don't even think Tella survived. In my successful attempt, I don't think Tella survived Mega Sisters because I think the second spell from Mindy killed him, because of course she would.
Yeah.
So I basically went into that second fight with basically just Rosa and Sid, but by that time basically Sid was in the back row with dragoon armor. I just held A, and that was enough.
Yeah, that'll do it. Well, GG's to you again, friend. For those in chat wondering, Game 3 is not today. It's not going to happen right now. Game 3 is going to be sometime this weekend. I am moving across the country from West Coast to East Coast. I fly out on Thursday, and I don't get the keys to my place until Saturday. So, yeah, we're going to have to figure it out and schedule it then. So it'll be either Saturday or Sunday. it'll be up on the website as soon as we know when we're scheduling it for.
Yeah, of course. And GG's to you as well, my friend. I look forward to out the game 3.
Yeah, the plus side to this is that had I won 2-0, I would have lost a point in bracketology because I have me winning 2-1. So I just need to win this weekend and everything.
Okay, so you gave me. So what you're saying is you actually secretly gave me a game to make sure your bracketology was perfect. Got it.
People
okay.
are going to be accusing me of. So yeah, let's say yes. It makes me feel better.
Well, again, I know both of you need to get some sleep because it's late for you and Infinious, and so you've got moving and stuff. So GG's again
I've
to
been
both
up
of you.
for 16 hours, so I'm going to go sleep.
Yes, go sleep. GG's
Right,
again
thank
to
you
both of you.
Yeah, thank you to both of you. Gabbett and Xenocat for comms. Thank you, Alistair, for tracking, and thank you, Simar, for doing. Oh, sorry, Alistair for doing restreaming, and Simar for doing tracking.
Yep, and I echo those thanks. You all are wonderful. I won't be watching this one back because I never watch back my losses, but I hope Infinious enjoys it when he watches it back.
Oh, I know. I might. I just want to just listen for the comms and just see what other minor mistakes I made which I didn't think about at the time. But yeah, I look forward to it.
Bye.
Bye.
That was our 2 runners. Infinious pulling out the win, keeping his tournament hopes alive at 1-1. Zoe unfortunately taking the loss. This was a fun one, and I am now fully awake. I don't know about you, Xenocat.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be going to sleep after that. But that was definitely a fun race. We will be just signing off today. We don't have anyone to send y'all to, but do get hype for the triple header later today. Potential triple header between Dia and Possum Orpheus. Their first race starts at I believe 8 p.m. Tonight. There's other races going on. They are right here on Free Enterprise. There's also Co-Rec B Peasants at the same time on RPG Limit Break. Night Dew versus Pancraz at 9:30 Eastern Time on Randomania. And the Dia Possum triple header continues on Free Enterprise basically into the dead of the night.
Yeah, Dia and Possum are going to keep going until we have a winner. So basically what we all need to do is root for ties in the first 3 games, so we're playing all night long. Sorry, excuse me, I'm having to duck some newspapers that are coming my way. I'll be right back.
Yes. The races are scheduled for 3 hours apart, but they may start early between Dia and Possum. The other races are all going to be on time, of course. The first race will be on time as well. But yeah, it'll be an exciting triple header. Can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, so still got a full day jam-packed of Free Enterprise action tonight. But for right now, we're hungry. It's breakfast time, or maybe even early lunchtime. So we're going to let you guys go. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on the Free Enterprise channel. Again, one last time shouting out Alice, our restreamer, Simar, our tracker, my wonderful co-commentator, Xenocat, carrying me through this early morning. Thank you so much.
And shout outs to you too, Gambit, for getting up as early as you did to come this race with me. And we will hope to see y'all at 8 for the beginning of the triple header.